Hello everyone, I'm going to show you the process for adding calendars onto your Outlook page. On the left hand side you will have the number of different tabs on the lower left. You have the mail, which we typically use, and then right underneath the mail is going to be the calendar tab. So you're going to click on that, and then this is what you'll see. I use my calendar for just about everything, so you'll see a lot of different events that are on my calendar. To add calendars, you're going to go to My Calendars, and you're going to right click. When I right click, I'm going to add calendars, and I'm going to add them from the address book. When I get to the address book, this is the address book for the district with all the email addresses and calendars. So I want to get down to the Highland material. So when I type in HES, I will get down to that. This has a number of different calendars already set up, and I will have more set up later. For right now, I have the mobile labs, which are the laptops, the new laptops that are in the library. HES 225 is the computer lab in between Heidi's room and Mike's room. HES IEP, that's a limited calendar. That's for those people who set up IEPs and GIEPs, so not everyone can get into that. Then I have the LGI. The MC lab is the Media Center lab in the library. So I actually have all these already set up, but to add a calendar, all you're going to do is click on the calendar you want to add. So if you want to add in the computer labs, you would double click that. It's going to show up here, and you're going to click OK, and it should show up underneath My Calendars. Right now it's showing I have my HES 225 calendar and then My Calendar. If I'm going to add a time into the computer lab, let's say that I want to take tomorrow, which is the 29th at 10 o'clock. Actually, I'm going to pick 12 o'clock because my calendar is free there. So I'm going to double click on that. It's going to show me this screen. And in the subject line, I'm just going to put Deemer, and let's say I'm going to do Type to Learn, so I'll put TTL. When I do that, on the left side here is a send button. You want to hit the send button, and at some point it'll show up right here. It's on my calendar, and it should show up on this calendar later. It takes a few seconds to a few minutes for it to show up, but as you can, oh, there it goes. So it's right there, and I can click on it, and anybody who has access to this can see that I have it signed out now from 12 o'clock to 12:30, and I'm going to Type to Learn. I can always edit that by going into My Calendar, and I open that up, and I can change the time. So let's say I want to stay in there for an hour, and now I'm going to send the update, and in a short little bit it will be updated on the calendar for 225. Right now it's updated on My Calendar. So I know that I definitely have it on my calendar, and there it is. Now it shows up on this calendar. If you want to delete something, you have to go in and you have to delete it from your calendar first. There are some settings on here where we can only schedule out so far in advance. It's set up as the default for 30 days, but Dennis at IT is looking at changing that default to 90 days. So what we need to do is establish a time period for grade levels that are going to use the computer labs on a weekly basis. And I know second grade's already sent those times to me. So once you have access to this, let's get those times set up in the next few days. Let's say by next Wednesday, which should give everybody time to get this set up for the computer labs. We will eventually get into the iPad carts and get those set up, and into the mobile labs 1, 2, 3, and 4. But let's start with the computer lab right now. So if you are planning on using the computer lab on a weekly basis at a set time, let's say Tuesday at 11:30, you're always going to use the computer lab. Let's get that in by next Wednesday so that everybody knows. And then from there, you're going to have to get in to the system every 30 days or every 60 days and then put those dates in for the next 30 or 60 days that are coming up. So it's not a system where we can just say every Tuesday for the rest of the school year, that you can put that in there and block it out. That also gives a nice advantage to those teachers who decide, hey, maybe it doesn't work in my schedule after October. At that time, I can change the time, and we can adjust the schedule a little bit. So let's try this out, and if you have any questions or problems, we'll go from here. Thanks for listening.